China has been attacked over its handling of the COVID-19 outbreak, which is currently sweeping across the globe, with Beijing accused of not acting quickly enough to warn the world about the severity of the deadly virus. U.S. President Donald Trump has gone further in his brutal assessment of China's handling of coronavirus. The U.S. president last week claimed the coronavirus originated in a laboratory in Wuhan, something which Beijing has denied, and has suggested he will make China pay for the outbreak. Some British politicians have also been critical of Beijing's actions, prompting China's ambassador to the UK to condemn attacks. Liu Xiaoming said, "Such talks are a political virus. If they go unchecked they'll poison UK-China relations and even international solidarity." He also warned anti-China remarks by some UK MPs on coronavirus threatened to undermine mutual trust and cooperation between Beijing and London. Calls have been made for an international independent investigation into the origin of coronavirus, which is thought to have started in Wuhan, as it has currently infected millions of people across the globe and killed thousands. Referencing the calls for an international inquiry into the origin of coronavirus, the ambassador to the UK said it was politically motivated. He told China Britain Business Council webinar, "We must stay on high alert and say no to these remarks." And in an attack on the U.S. president, he said, "They want to pass the buck over their lack of response, lack of efforts to contain the virus, to China. There's a game of blaming, scapegoating. It is not helpful for the international response." UK Prime Minister Mr. Johnson believes China still has questions to answer about the origins of coronavirus, his spokesman said on Monday. Over the weekend, tensions between China and Washington soared after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said there is a significant amount of evidence that this came from that laboratory in Wuhan, the Chinese city at the center of the initial outbreak. Asked about the claims on Monday, Mr. Johnson's spokesman said, "I'm not going to comment on intelligence matters." But, he added, "Clearly there are questions that need to be answered about the origin and spread of the virus, not least so we can ensure we are better prepared for future global pandemics." Defense Secretary Ben Wallace said on Monday China needed to be transparent and open about the origin of coronavirus. Speaking in an LBC radio interview, he said, "Every day I get intelligence bulletins from our agencies around the world. I don't comment on individual bulletins, what I have and haven't seen. That would be wrong." Asked if China had questions to answer over how quickly it made the world aware of the extent of the crisis, Mr. Wallace added, "I think it does. The time for the post-mortem on this is after we've all got it under control and have come through it and our economies are back to normal. China needs to be open and transparent about what it learned, its shortcomings but also its successes." Last week the U.S. president claimed the deadly virus had come from a lab in Wuhan. Mr. Trump said, "Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I think the World Health Organization, WHO, should be ashamed of themselves because they're like the public relations agency for China." He also told reporters, whether China made a mistake, or whether it started off as a mistake and then they made another one, or did somebody do something on purpose? "I don't understand how people weren't allowed into the rest of China, but they were allowed into the rest of the world. That's a hard question for them to answer." China has rejected the lab theory and criticized the U.S. response to COVID-19. Asked about the origins of the virus in China, WHO spokesman Christian Lindmeier stressed that it was really important to explore this. "That may need further missions or a mission to China, so we are looking forward to this," Lindmeier said. WHO's top emergencies expert Dr. Mike Ryan said on Monday that the body's chief had raised the issue of the origins of the virus, at the highest level, during a WHO mission to China in January.